But having been on many shows for many years, can you, with any kind of hindsight, find what made this one pop like it did? Because this one really has.
I think it's an awesome concept. I mean, I'd watch it. I think it's a really cool concept. Yes. I mean, I could say it's because it's strong women, blah, 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 and all these characters and da da da. I don't know what. I think it's the gore. I think it's the funniness and the gore that really rings true to the vast majority of people. I
and
think
the soundtrack.
Oh, and the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is
killer.
great.
I think it's the acting.
I really do the like.
I'm dead serious. I watched the first season, and honestly, watching everybody's work, it was astounding. It's like here's this group of women killing it, like so good at what they do. All of these amazing actresses, I've respected their careers for so long, and you know the youthful energy, and then you see these like amazing actors who are so good at what they do. I'm like,
but I think it's the intrigue between the timelines like that. Absolutely. Like you see them in the 90s and then you see them present day, but what happened in between?
Yeah.
So and then you see the kind of the cogs turning or falling off, the wheels falling off. So what happened, so you're always kind of in between the timelines.
Yeah.
And I think that's the uniqueness of the show.
I agree with that as well. And the acting. I agree with
and
you
the
as well.
acting, sure. And the acting.
I think it's what you're saying with the casting. I thought the script it always comes down to the script. Always, always, always. If you get a bad script, sorry.
No worries.
It has a great cast, it's not going to be a good movie. It's just the script is the most important thing. So there was that, and the script was really, really good. And then I just remember at the table read being like, oh gosh, everyone is really good. Every single person. There was an actor, Jane Widdop, who played this character, Laura Lee, and Jane was supposed to have just be in that one episode, and then was so good that they ended up writing more and more for Jane to do. And it was just things like that where every single person was cast so perfectly and was so interesting. I was like, oh, I would watch a show about any one of these people. And that was when I realized, like, oh, I think this could really work.
I don't really know. I'm sort of never very good at being objective about my work and my career or the projects I'm on. And I always kind of work and focus on what I'm doing. And then I'm either pleasantly surprised by something's success, or I don't even notice when it isn't successful. And I've just always been someone who has so much going on directly in front of them that those sorts of things just don't occur to me.
Yeah.
But having heard other people talk about the show and why they think it's successful, and I would say that the only thing what really resonates with me is like this idea that characters that normally, we're playing against type, and the whole show is against type, well-behaved women and young women. And, as adults, the women really get to act out their rage. And I think that same thing is there for the younger women. And I think that that's something we don't see enough of, and something I think people really connect to, especially now when our country and this world is like, we're very aware now of all the problems and all the stressors. And so even if your life isn't necessarily stressful and complicated and you don't feel oppressed in your daily life, I think being aware of what the world is actually like is incredibly oppressive. So I think everybody can sort of relate to what these women are expressing.